Hello, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Adora, and if you are just passing by for the first time, if you are just seeing my channel for the first time, thank you very much for stopping by and just watching and thinking what she about to say. And I hope that by the time you get to the end of this video, you will have a reason to press the subscribe button. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for believing in me. Thank you very much for hanging in there. It's the last day of the year, and I want to thank you very much for just having the reason to watch my videos, to share it, to comment, to like it, whatever you have been doing with it. Thank you. I do appreciate. All right. Today I'll be taking you through my own experience as working in both as a support worker, both as an agency staff and as a permanent staff. I have tasted both sides of this whatever, and I think I'm just here to share my own experience, what I've experienced from the both sides, being an agency staff and being a permanent staff. And I am here to tell you exactly what I feel about working in both capacities, the pros and cons of working in both capacities in my own experience. So if you hang in there, I'll be back to give you exactly all I have been bottling up inside of me. See you soon. You're welcome back. Okay, let me take you through a short journey of mine right from when I came into the United Kingdom till now. I'm just trying to make you understand where I am driving at the end of the day. Before I came into the UK, I have never worked. When I was back home in Africa, I have never worked. I finished my university degree in 2008. And after that, even when I was in uni, I used to do a few modeling here and there. And when I finished uni, the same thing is it just continued from there until I found myself in the United Kingdom. So when I got to the UK, I had my first child, and I didn't still work at that time. It was after I had my second child. So it was after I had my second child that I decided to get a job, because that was when I could actually settle down and face another aspect of my life, which is not part of my motherhood and childbearing issues. So I was excited to work. I was so full of life. I just wanted to get in there and start doing something, start making money. The joy that comes when you're making your own money. So I was just so excited to get a job, to do something. Then I got my first job, and I worked there for a short while. I got my first job in Dunham, this furniture house and whatever. Dunham, they into furnitures and household furnitures items and all that. And I worked there for a very short while, and then I moved into the care industry. Now, when I got into the care industry, I actually was so excited, because I've always had this passion to look after, to care for people, to look after people. I don't care if they are, I don't care the kind of sickness or illness or whatever it is they are passing through or they are suffering from. I just like to make sure that at the end of the day, they're well taken care of and everyone is happy. So I put in my best, my all and everything into this job. And I decided, okay, let me see if I could start working as soon as possible. Like, I was so eager. So the first care experience I had was actually with the agency, because I didn't have an experience initially. So I had to join this agency that offered to train me. Now they were good. They trained me, and that was where I actually got my first experience of working as a healthcare assistant. And then after a while, I said, you know what? No, I don't like the idea of moving around. I just want to stay in a particular place. And I actually wanted to experience what it takes to work in a company, like to work in a place, in a particular building. You know what? Like, you wake up every day, you dress up, you go to work, you come back the next day, you dress up. Because I didn't have this experience back right from when I was in Nigeria. I didn't know what it takes to work. So I always wanted to feel it. So after a while, I just felt, okay, you know what, just get a permanent job. And then I did. I got a permanent job. And then I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it because I enjoyed it because initially, being that that was my first time, my first experience, it was lovely. The fire that was burning inside of me to go walk was still there. It has not started dying down then. And then secondly, because this particular company was still very new as at that time, we were actually the first set of staff that got recruited there. So the joy and excitement that we're the first set of workers to start working in that building, fresh brand new building with the first set and all that. So it was exciting. And after a while, things began to change. There were lots of twists here and there, and then a lot of things that made me a bit uncomfortable. I began to see the other side of the job. Now, it's not the job per se, but there were some things around my working there that I was not really enjoying anymore. I remember one particular experience I had. That period, I had toothache. I had a very, very, very bad, severe toothache. I was in pains. And then somehow, because my tooth the tooth got infected, and so I had a very bad toothache that day. The affected tooth got infected, if you know what I mean. I had an infection in the tooth. So somehow that particular tooth got swollen. Like it made my mouth, this side of my mouth, big. And I was looking very awful, with a big jaw. And it wasn't just the weight that was the issue now. It was very painful. It was sore. And even when I went to the dentist to take it off, they were like, no, we have to wait until it gets down because it's so swollen and fresh. And so we can't do anything on it now. So that very afternoon, I was supposed to go to work. I was supposed to be on the late shift. So that morning, I rang in, I called in, and I said to one of the seniors, I was like, I'm sorry, I won't be able to come to work today because, I have this bad toothache. I even showed her my picture, the way I was looking at that point. And the next thing she said is, I'm very, very sorry about that, but you still have to come to work. There's no one to take up the shift and all that. And I was trying to explain to her, I understand very well that, we're kind of short of staff. I know that. But look at my condition at this point. I'm in pains. Like, I can't even step out of the house. At that time, I was talking to her, I have not even had my back. Like, I was crying. I cried the previous night all morning because of the pains I was having. So I was thinking that really, there was nobody that would see that picture the way I was looking and still ask me to come to work in that state. So when she insisted I must come to work and all that, I was like, okay, no problems. So I was trying to see if I could get someone to help me cover my shift and all that. People were like, oh my God, we can't come. I need to rest. I need to do this. So I had no choice. I just dressed up, put on my hoodies, and I went to work. So when I got back that day, I asked myself, I'm not too comfortable with that. I understand that, it just came up unexpectedly, but anything can happen. So what if I'm like dying, like it's very, very urgent and I really cannot go to work? You will still ask me to come to work just because work has to go on. So that was the first incident I had that really shook me. It shook me because that had to do with my health, and even at that I had to go to work with that. So there are so many instances I have that kind of made me to feel that the permanent thing is not my thing. Permanent staff thing is not mine. Now, it depends on what you want. A lot of people pick things or pick activities or pick opportunities that suit their lifestyle, that suits their person, that suits their personality. I tested it and I seen that the permanent work thing, permanent staff thing was kind of inconveniencing for me. It's not the kind of thing I really like. That's number one. Number two, I'm not the kind of person that takes commands very easily. Like, I really don't like it when you can tell me, I believe there are different ways you can pass a message to me without sounding when I say rude, without sounding too domineering, commanding and all that. You can tell me, Dora, I better go and die. And then you can still say, I better go and die, Jare. It just depends on the way you pass the message. One will sound like an insult and one will sound like a joke. So it all depends on the way we pass our message. And I began to see this a lot in the workplace, and I was not too comfortable with that. Like, all other instance I had was I went to work one day, and I just signed in and I walked in, and the next thing, while I was trying to climb the stairs, for some reason, I don't know what I was actually thinking about, I think I was actually stressed because I did the night before that day, and then the next day I had to still come to work, even though I didn't want to work that day. But because they have already written the rota, and I was trying to explain, please, I know, yes, this rota has been done some days back, but see, I have done the night, and I'm coming again the next afternoon. I have not rested. Is it possible for me to find someone else to take my place? And they were like, oh, sorry, why can't you just do it? I'm like, okay, I've already agreed with someone. Someone has already agreed to take my place, and we're gonna just swap shifts. Is it okay? And they're like, it's I'm messing up the rota. I shouldn't be doing all that. I shouldn't be, changing shifts and taking cover and all that. It's messing up the whole thing. That when it comes to pay, at the end of the month when we have to be paid, it's gonna be an issue and all that. And I try to explain. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry about that. But the thing is that I did the night. I did a long night, and I'm coming back the next day as earlier at about 2:30. I have not really rested very well, and then you have to come back. The children are there. It's not like you just come back and you hit your bed straight. You come back, the children are there. You have to give them food. You have to attend to them. You have to do this, do that. By the time you even go to bed to sleep, to have a nap, the day is gone, and you're preparing and going back to work again. So the whole thing was like my head was banging. I was not myself that day, but I had to go to work. So what am I trying to say? The permanent style thing it doesn't work well with me, because it was kind of domineering my life, dominating over my life too much. It was not suitable for me and the family. I tried to work around it, but it was not just working. And then for some reason I had to quit when it was getting too much. It was affecting me, affecting the kids, affecting school runs, affecting so many things like that. I had to quit, and then I took up a role with an agency. And ever since I started working as an agency staff, honestly, the difference has been clear. Like, one of the reasons why I like working with agencies is because it's to me, I call it a semi self-employment stuff. It's like you being self-employed in an indirect way, because you have your time. I have time for myself. I have time for my kids. I have time for my family. I can decide to take up any shift when I want and then drop the ones I don't want. I can decide to pick up the venue, the locations I want to go and work, and then the ones I don't want to, I say, no, I'm not going back there. Like, I've worked in a few places, and I will never in my entire life dream of going back there anymore. That's the advantage I have working as an agency staff, because I can walk into a place today and say, okay, no, I don't like the place, I don't want to go back there, and then next time I will not pick up a shift over there. And then I can decide to walk into a place and say, okay, I like this place, I think I would like my agency to keep sending me here more often, and then fine, I can always pick up more shifts there. And then secondly, my holiday is not like yes, I understand. Some people keep saying when you work with as a permanent staff, you have certain benefits. You are paid your sick leave, you're paid your holiday, you're paid this, you're paid that. Mind you, as an agency staff, we still paid holiday allowance. You're still paid some benefits for your holiday. The only thing I think we are not entitled to is the sick pay, which of course, honestly, it's not really an issue for me, because as long as the agency pays reasonably well and they pay your holiday allowance, I think that one is actually okay. It's actually okay for me. I'm not really asking for too much. I'm not really asking for so much benefits, but all I want is just a comfortable way of living, a comfortable way of working. I want something that will give me time for myself. I want something that will give me freedom over my life, over my time, freedom to choose. I don't want to be I don't want to be in a situation whereby you have no choice. You just have to do it because you have to work, just because you have to make some company comfortable. You have to make some money for some company, or you need to cover. So I don't like being put in a tight corner. I don't like stress. I like taking my life one day at a time. So it doesn't matter, because to me, even if a lot of people say, and then let me just come to this point. Some people say, oh, the good thing about working with agencies is that they pay lots of money, they pay more than permanent staff. Well, yes, to an extent they do, and well, not all agencies, because I've actually worked with an agency that paid. I will say paid, because I don't know about now. I don't know if they've reviewed their salary, but sometime I worked with them, they paid about just £1 more than what I was earning as a permanent staff. So it wasn't so much like that. But there's some agencies that really pay good money. Like some agencies, I don't know how they do this, but they pay their staff. They pay their staff very, 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 very good. So if you're fortunate enough to work with those ones, and yes, you are going to definitely make the money at the end of the day. And then one thing I've also understood is that like agency staff, as you have all the holidays. Like me, I can decide, okay, you know what, next week I don't want to work. I just want to stay at home with my kids. I just want to have fun with them. I just want to have some time to myself. I just want to I just don't want to work. I don't want to leave the house. But if I'm working, when I was working with when I was a permanent staff, I couldn't just make my own choices like that. Even if you wanted to, they could just bring up a rota and say, oh, can you come and cover this person? The person is not coming. Can you come in? And then when you refuse severally, it's like they know you're not a team player. It's like you're not, I don't know how to explain it. You're not covering up for each other. You should stand by each other. You should help each other and all that. But me being an agency staff, if I say I don't want to go to work, all I do is just to take the phone, ring up the agency and say, I'm sorry, I can't cover this shift, or something has happened, I won't be able to do it and all that. And that's it. My life is made easier. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine some months back, and then we're talking about the advantage. Now this is where the pros of working as a permanent staff comes in. Like if you want to buy a house and you need some mortgage, most of these banks, they will ask you for maybe, like she was actually telling me, they will ask you for like 6 months pay slip from your permanent job. They would not like accept people that are self-employed or whatever. What she was trying to explain to me is that when you're trying to get a mortgage, they just want to be rest assured that you have a permanent means of income, so that when it comes to paying them back, it will not be an issue. Now I see reason with this. That is where the advantage of working as a permanent staff comes in. And also, when it comes to renting houses these days, renting your properties, a lot of these agents, housing agents and landlords, they also ask for permanent staff, because they want to be sure that at the end of the day, their tenants will not give them issues when it comes to payment, that you will not say you don't have money and all that. You just want to be sure you have a steady stream of income coming in. But like, if that is the only reason, to me, like I'm saying, it's my experience, it's my opinion. To me, I think that cannot actually stop me from the comfort I am enjoying as an agency staff, because the rest of mine, the peace of mind, the comfort, the convenience I am enjoying right now overrides any of those benefits that's going to come with you working having a 6 month job and whatever, all of that. So I'm just I enjoy the aspect of my freedom. I enjoy the fact that I can pick up a shift at my own time if I want it, and take look at the location if I like the location, and you just make your choice. And I decide to travel anytime I like. My holiday is unending. It's like it's endless. It's in infinity. I don't have to take permission from anybody that, oh, can I go on holiday? Can you approve my holiday for me and all that? Whenever I like, I just pack my load and I'm out. And for the fact, because some people also say, oh, with agencies, you are not really assured of enough shifts and all that. It all depends on the kind of agency you are signed up with. If you're signed up with agencies that don't have much jobs out there, then that is when you will lack shifts. That's when you will start looking for enough shifts to cover up. But there are some agencies that when you work with them, you are even the one that will tell them, you know what, next week I need time to rest, or tomorrow I just need to be at home. You will be the one rejecting the shift. But on the other hand, if you still work with an agency that does not really have much shifts coming up for you, you can pick up one or two other agencies, in addition to the one you have. That's what most people do. They're registered to like 2 or 3 agencies. So if this one is not bringing enough shifts for you, the other one will bring something. If that one is not bringing, at least if you have like 2 or 3 agencies in a week, you cover like 4 shifts. To me, 4 shifts in a week is more than enough for me. It's more than comfortable, because presently I don't even do more than 3 days in a week. I do maximum of 3 days a week, and once I do that 3 days a week, I'm okay. I'm not working to be the next richest woman in the world. I'm just trying to be comfortable and okay to take care of my kids, take care of my family, and then just have a little money there to quench all those small fires that come from the sides. So me being an agency staff, I think is okay. And then secondly, because I'm a kind of person that I intend to have my own business in future, my own company, to run my own thing. I intend to have my own, not just to keep working for people, working. I want to retire as someone who has her own business at the end of the day. And honestly, the only way I can do it, I can run my own business, is if I work for people. Then I learn the ropes. I learn what it takes to manage a company. I learn what it takes to manage people, and that's why I'm actually doing what I'm doing now, to learn what it takes to interact with people from different cultures, from different tribes, from different races, with different interests, so that when the time comes for me to have my own, to build my own, I'll be able to run it effectively. Because I don't intend to get old doing the same job over and over and over again. No, I intend to have my own. And that's why I'm not really bothered about the climbing process in the job, in the career. Some people say, okay, I want to be in this because from now to 3 years, I want to be promoted. I want to be a senior this. I want to climb to the next level. For me, I'm not really interested in that, because I also know that with all those promotion comes more responsibilities. And to be honest with you, because I don't like stress, I don't want any of those senior responsibilities at all. The stress I have from children and then at work is enough. I don't want to add more to it. So I'm just okay. I think I'm just okay as an agency staff, just go out there, do my thing, come back. When I like, I go to work. When I don't like, I sit at home. It's very, very convenient for me. It's very free. It's very relaxing for me, because I've tried it, and I just keep telling myself, I think I just have to stick with it. And some people keep talking about the way agency staffs are treated when they go to certain places to work. Yeah, I know that some people can be very nasty when it comes to working with agency staff, especially some permanent staff. I've noticed it in a few places. I've experienced a few, but on the other hand, I can say 80% of my experience working as an agency staff in most places has been very wonderful. I've worked with a lot of wonderful people that made me to enjoy the work. They didn't discriminate against me, saying, because she's agency, maybe they're paying her more, and then they'll come and doing the same job with us. No, they just took me like I'm one of them, like I work there. They just took me like, they didn't think of all those things. Because a friend of mine was telling me some time ago how she went into a particular place to work, and then immediately she stepped in. They just left the job for her because they felt, you're agency, you are well paid, you are paid more than us, so do the job. They left the bulk of the job for her while they went to sit down. Yes, I know these things happen, but I have not really experienced it, so I can't really say yes, it has happened to me so much. But honestly, even if I experience it, is it not the job? I go just do and brush up my ass, they go. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm there for. At the end of the day, I know it's just to do it, get satisfaction from the job, get paid, and move on. I'm not really there to to like to cry over my experiences, the bad experiences I've had there in that shift or whatever. Because in the course of this job, one thing you should understand is that mental health is a very, very important thing you should take care of. You should take care of your mental health. Most jobs we do these days come along with stress. They come along with problems. They come along with mental health issues. If you are not able to manage yourself, you're not able to put yourself together at work, if you allow the stress of work to come back home with you, that is when it starts to give you issues. That is when it starts to affect you mentally. So you must at all time, no matter what you face in the play at your place of work, try to dump the stress just at the gates of the premises. Don't take it home. Dump it at work before you even step into your car and go home. So I don't let all those things, all those whatever they try to bully at work and harassment and all of that. I don't let it get to me at all, because I know my aim in life. I know where I'm going to, and I know what is not supposed to stop me. So if you allow that one to stop you, that is where the issue comes. So I have enjoyed, and I have always I'm enjoying my time as an agency staff, because it pays me more in all ramifications, not just in terms of money, because money is not everything, but in terms of my time. I have enough time to spend with my kids. I have enough time to spend with my family. I have my decision. I like to make my decision. I don't like people deciding how my life should be. No, I am the one that tells my agency, or sometimes even when I don't feel like working, I say I don't want to work. And when I feel like working, I just ring up and say, what do you have for next week? What shifts do you have for next week or next 2 weeks? So I'm the captain of this ship as far as I'm concerned. So that's my own experience, and that's my own pros of working as an agency staff. And you might have your own reason for working as an agency staff. If you would like me to know what they are, could you kindly put them down in the comment section? And thank you very much, and have a wonderful new year in advance.